Hello and welcome to Melvor Idol episode 3. This one is called Wannabe Gladiator because I've been fighting a little bit. We're gonna go from top to bottom from now on to make sure we're nice and organized. I'll show you the progress I've made and also I'll address a few mistakes I made in the previous episodes and questions that I had, certain things I figured out. Let's get started right away with the shop. And of course I bought a few more bank slots, and I bought today auto eat. Auto eat will be very useful if, for instance, I want to go AFK while I'm thieving, or if I am doing Slayer task. I don't have to worry about eating. Of course, it's not that efficient. I think it's 60% food efficiency, but it's better than nothing. And it's gonna help me a lot. I also upgraded my pickaxe, but that's all I bought. What I paid more attention to is the SC. What can I buy with SC? How much does it cost? I'm getting close to be able to buy the mirror shield, which can give me access to strange cave, but I don't feel the need to do this yet. And I look at this gear. Some of it looks interesting. Only question is. It seems like that's all there is. And my question would be, I know I can upgrade equipment, so let's say I buy this. Can I upgrading using SC? In games like this, there is what's called gold sinks. So my question is there SC sinks? Is there a way to spend SC to infinity? I also noticed this crossbow, which is very attractive. Based on GP, on how much gold I have, this is way down the road, and I'm not interested in range yet. But that's why I looked a little bit to try to understand it. Also discovered that how much SC do you get? Well, it's 10% of the HP of the mob that you kill in a Slayer mission. But if you go in a Slayer place, in a Slayer area, and fight mobs there, you don't get SC. It's really those tasks that I'm pointing at where you get. I'm still fighting right now. That's cool. I wanted to fight because I want to show you something about bones. Okay, I think that's all I have for shop. Oh well, there's the weird glue. I bought a bunch of them. I still don't understand 100% what this does compared to compost, but I understand farming much better, so I'll talk about farming in this video, and I'll look it up. I'll try to understand the difference between this and this. It's a bit cryptic again. Fills farming compost to 100% per use to 100%. So I'm not sure whether that means. So I'll figure it out. Next video I'll talk more about these two. Okay. I think that's it for that. Bank. Let me use these tokens. Bank, I have this tendency to hoard, so I have to manage it better, but there's a lot of things in there that I can sell that are not that important and that I can easily get back. So it's up to me to manage it better. That's why I had to buy so many slots, because I keep accumulating stuff and waiting. By the way, I got this chapeau noir. 10% chance to receive double loot from slain monsters or thieving. So I use thieving gloves and that chapeau when I fight, when I thieve. So that's pretty interesting. So here it was like this before I discovered this button. Very useful. I remember when I was at 100 hit points, I wanted more hit points for when I do thieving. And with this, you know how close you are from next level for anything you do. And it brings me to one of the questions that I had is prayers. I didn't understand how prayers worked, and you can see that now I do. And the way it works, and by the way, you saw my note if you saw the previous episode where I killed a mob. I didn't pick up the loot. You gotta pick up the loot before you leave, for instance. Now I just left. I pick up the loot. You hit loot all. if you have the amulet of looting later, well, it drops. It's a drop from that dungeon. Then you don't have to worry about it. So 4 prayers, you have to bury bones. So if I bury 10 bones, I'm at 53 prayers. See, I'm at 63 now. Bury them all. 118 prayers. Every time I hit a mob, it uses 1 or 2 prayers and probably more later. And I feel like this is going to be useful for very difficult mobs later on. Right now I use it to just level it up. There's all sorts of things it does. Gives you more melee strength, can give you accuracy, all sorts of things. And I will see what the others are. Ranged, why 5? That's because instead of selling my throwing knives when I do smithing, now I just throw them at weak mobs. But I'm not interested in range or magic yet. It's just instead of wasting them, I'm just gonna go fight a mob. By the way, something I noticed is too. There's something I want to show you. I'm gonna fight this little guy here. Here. Well, you can tell the evasion that he would be vulnerable to magic. So I think in the long run, I'm really gonna have to have multiple loadouts. So let's look at loadouts. I'll stop fighting here. I forgot to loot. That doesn't matter. So that's my current equipment. I have a mithril sword now and a black shield from a black knight from a task like this. And I have silver topaz equipment. Okay, that gives me 5% and 6%. Slash, stab, and block. You can have 3 loadouts, and I want melee, range, and I want magic. So 4 loadouts, 300,000 Slayer point. That's very expensive. That's why I'm not so sure. If you buy this, it gives you extra Slayer points. So I have to decide what I do with that. I'll work hard on Slayer points and for next episode, try to understand how many Slayer points an hour can I get, things like this. We'll figure it out. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next thing because I think I forgot something. It doesn't matter, I'll come back to it. That's all I gotta say for now. When it comes to skill, I didn't touch any of these 4. Wood cutting, fishing, fire making. I didn't touch any of these because I make my own food with farming. You see it flash here. We're gonna talk about farming in a moment. Mining, I'm at 86. As you would expect, it slowed down the progress, but I'll get to 99 eventually. I just have to let it run when I sleep or when I'm not here, and I'll get to 99. By the way, one of the things I was wondering, what happens when you get skill mastery? Well, you get skill capes. Skill capes are different for each of the skills that you get, and for mining, it gives you coal while you mine and something else. We'll see when I get it. It's likely to be the first skill cape I'll get, and skill cape will go here. Okay. I don't know what each skill cape does, but there's a skill cape for each of these, right? Okay. Smithing, of course, I'm going to continue to progress on this. I'm going to need to make better equipment because I need to fight better mobs. I'm at mithril bar, and I made a mistake, of course. Well, it was an assumption. I said, oh, that's going to be silver. And I said, there's no way coal is of any use in this. Well, I was completely wrong because you need coal for steel, mithril, and I would assume for probably later ones. And that's why that skill cape will give you coal while you mine. So I had to, because I really wanted silver so I could make those rings. And you need coal, so I have to mine coal all the time. It's a bit annoying, but it's part of the game. I don't have a problem with that. And right now I can make up to mithril sword. I think I'm ready also to make the plate. I don't have this yet, so I'll make that after the video. So it's moving forward. I'm at 42. Thieving 63. You know, it's I like this. This farmer, it gives you bags full of all sorts of seeds, and I'll level up the other ones. I use thieving gloves, and now that I have auto eat, makes things a little bit easier for these ones that hit a little bit harder. Now they hit for 40. So I'll continue on thieving, although it's not a main focus anymore. My main focus again will be Slayer and making equipment for next episode at least. Farming. Let's look at farming. What I did last time, I didn't know what I was doing. I planted seeds and I tried to put compost, obviously. You can imagine that gives you a hint in real life. That means I know nothing of, gardening. Okay, first you gotta put the compost, don't you? Okay, so what I do, I always use these buttons. I purposely destroyed 3 of them just to have space to show you. Again, this is for newer players, but it's very simple. You just apply either compost or glue, and you plant. You can go plant each or just plant all. And right now, that's the food I'm using. The corn. So let's look at the food here for a moment. So that's the food I'm using, and this one is a little better, but I don't have that many strawberries yet. So the reason why it's flashing, that's because something's ready. Herbs, I'm ready to harvest these herbs. You can go harvest all or click harvest, and it's going to give you herbs. And then I'm going to plant more herbs. These herbs enabled me to make potions, which I'm about to talk. So the trees, it's about that's what, more than 4 hours, and it don't seem to give you that much. They say great source of XP, so next time I'll pay attention how much XP they give, but they barely seem to give me logs. So I'll have to read about trees, and next episode I'll talk more about trees. But they seem underwhelming for now. Fletching, didn't touch it yet. I'm not interested in range yet. Here, of course, this equipment is for range as well. Didn't touch it either, but I made a couple of rings. A ring and a necklace. That's all I did for crafting. I didn't touch that yet. Rune crafting, didn't touch it either. Alt magic, I'm not ready yet. By the way, rune crafting, if you look at rune crafting, I have to be 40 to make nature runes. So I would have to sit down and do actual rune crafting so I can start with this, but until I have a loadout for mage, I don't really feel the need for now. And herbivore, I'm now able to make a couple of potions. So this one is melee accuracy, but it needs bones. I can farm bones by killing weak mobs, let it run for a while, and I have a lot of bones, and I can make those potions. And there are also tiers. I didn't experiment that much with them. And I haven't used potions yet, but eventually, of course, I'm sure there's going to be amazing potions in the future. And the rest is just completion log. So 11% done. That's pretty cool. A long way to go. What I like is one thing I like is these question marks. Knowing myself, I know I'm gonna want to every single question mark to be gone, and it gives you clues. What's between this and this, then I can do some fishing or thieving on the fishermen. They seem to be in a logical order, so you can kind of figure it out. Of course, I can look it up too. Well, I'm gonna want, eventually it will take forever, but I'm gonna want every question mark to be gone. Same for monsters. There's not that many monsters, it seems, but this is alpha. Of course, this game will get developed. I don't have a pet yet. So for next episode, I will push Slayer as much as possible. Try to see how much SC an hour I can get. I'm going to level these up naturally by doing Slayer tasks, and of course I'll get better equipment. That's my plan for next episode, and I'll try to figure out some of the things that I'm not sure yet. So I'll rewatch this video, take notes like I did last time. Oh, last thing, why not? I talked about leather. I said, you can kill animals, but you can buy it in the shop. Leather. Well, I was kind of right also. For instance, if I go combat areas and farmlands and look at the cow, leather, you can get leather for that. So that's a little note I put on the thing. But I think the rest, I covered the things I wanted to cover based on the last episode. Anyways, that's it for this episode. I hope you liked it. If you did, please hit thumbs up. Leave a comment below if you want to leave feedback or give advice. I'm really open-minded. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe or hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.